This is Game 3 between ONIC PH and EXECRATION. This is a winner-take-all. ONIC PH won Game 1 with a miracle comeback. Meanwhile, for EXECRATION, they won in Game 2 from early up to mid.
Oh, a very aggressive gameplay there from EXECRATION in the mid lane, already bringing Hate down to a third of his HP.
Well, the Vendetta does have a lot of tools to escape, but not during level 1. Nobody, or maybe just a select few, gets the eye for an eye in level 1.
If anything, that is a situational eye for an eye. That's a situational pick. Sometimes you don't have to lock in your first skill in the early game. You need to respond to what skills your opponents give out.
But that's a flicker, an early flicker burnout from Entomax there. Kyrie will have a better time against this Angelo, that's for sure. Let's look at the map a little bit right now. KelVJ is still roaming around his buffs right now. Already level, I think this is level 2 or level 3. I actually can't see it right now. But let's go back to the top side. A lot of rotations coming in early, but not a lot of aggressive ones. These are more preventive ones, looking at how they move.
Yeah, if anything, this is a relatively passive game for both of these teams, especially in the early game. The big contestation here would be on the second turtle, I believe. That is when we will see big team fights come out, especially considering the fact that Chakno is still not level 4. We're not seeing Jay on level 4 just yet, so it's really just which side lane will have a better time.
Yeah, and surprisingly enough, this is a core Benedetta that they flexed from priority picking this Benedetta in the first rotation. That means that this marquee pickup before the Harith actually has more time to scale up in the gold lane. And this is great, just great drafting coming in from ONIC PH. Meanwhile, for EXECRATION, they did flex out that Cho. I feel like it's also a steal pick, stealing it away from Dlar. But, you know, the box is already there, and I feel like Chaknu, I mean, I do believe that he could still set up, but man, that Atlas game was really good. It's hard to keep up after that type of performance.
And if anything, we gotta keep an eye out on Jay here because he is the primary engage and disengage for ONIC PH. And if ONIC PH wants to come back and win game number 3, they have to come off of the back of Jay. He needs to make sure that his Hurricane Dance always comes in at the perfect timing, especially considering the fact that EXECRATION really likes to hop in front of their opponents.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be their primary tool to try and get KelVJ out of position. I mean, KelVJ has really no other choice here. He will go inside the fight, will try to pick out Marky, and potentially Hate as well. But all of these people are very deceptive in terms of fights. All of them have a lot of dashes, and Vlar will never be a target for this link. We all know how a Baksha could potentially just tank everything up. The Turtle already half HP. ONIC in a great position, but look at Renzio already trapping Hate.
They get Chaknu there in the backlines. KelVJ and Renzio will be responding onto Hate, forcing the Electro Final Blow away from Hate. Small opening, EXECRATION will secure that. That's still not a big team fight. EXECRATION wants just it's just a bit of insurance to secure that throw for themselves.
Yeah, still no first blood in this game, but Chaknu trying to fight Dlar.
Way of the Dragon on to Dlar. He is down and out of the count. And Jay, there's little that he could do here. Not enough follow-ups from ONIC so far for now in order to really get a trade in the bottom lane.
I mean, even if the Baksha is very tanky, against 3 people in the early game, you really can't tank a lot of that damage coming in. And we are entering a short pause, but that was a great play coming in from Chaknu. Definitely one of those sets that would give them the tempo in this game. That pickoff would give Dlar, let's just say, a bad time. He did not burn his flicker there, but he now knows that Chaknu does have the ability to just kill him off if they go for another 3-man rotation.
And they have to wait, in order for them to get the safety that they want, they have to wait for Jay. And Jay has a lot of responsibilities off of his back. One of them is to make sure that Chaknu does, if he decides to go for the G Kundo, immediately has to get Hurricane Dance and pinned against the wall. That is one of the safety factors.
Counter engage from ONIC.
ONIC will be diving in. Flicker will be forced out onto Renzio, and that is Renzio falling down. That has to be the trade for themselves.
Yeah, good trade coming in from ONIC PH. They did burn a lot of ultimates, but there's really no big objective just yet. The turtle will be spawning a few seconds from now. Kyrie dodging death, but look at Jay.
Wave the dragon, last moment they're on to Jay. Will make it out alive. We're seeing a little bit of the mechanical prowess here from these guys.
Yeah, Flicker is burnt for Jay. That's going to be massive. Zaman Force, look at Kelra.
That is a big Zaman Force, but still not enough. A lot of crucial team fight ultimates are already down for both of these teams. If anything, it's just a knockout punch here onto Renzio that will provide a lot of factors. Jay has his Hurricane Dance up once again, and Chaknu really not winning this duel against Hate. Delar will be responding over to the bottom lane. Delar will be spawning in 25 seconds. That is... the turtle.
For 30 seconds from now, or 20 seconds from now, but look at this. Kelra just trying to escape, but that's not the best of ultimates that you could actually do. Will accept his fate at this point. Chang'e goes down. Might be another big trade-off. Delar.
Wave the dragon onto Delar, away from turret range as well, and I like that coming in from Chaknu, and Delar has to go down, but ONIC has other things in mind. Delar's still up. Renzio trying to go for the duel, will go for the knockout punch, but he will get traded out by Kyrie. A last hit will connect onto him.
A 1-for-1 for the side of EXECRATION and ONIC PH, but ONIC PH, they do have the superior gold here, considering that they did take gold exchange, rather they take top lane turret. They're gonna take down this turtle, and now they're even in gold against EXECRATION. That's the second turtle of the game, with the first turtle going for free in EXECRATION. Chaknu!
Beautiful pin on the wall. Chaknu forced the flicker out. It's right now, is this a game about ganks? Who's got the better ganking prowess in this game wins the entirety of the game.
Well, let's see on who could rotate better, who could rotate faster, because EXECRATION and ONIC PH, it seems like they know how to pull off aggressive stunts. The success of said stunts is the other question that they have to answer. Chaknu has been very consistent in delivering Delar out of his turret, and that only happens every so often because he has to wait for the cooldown of Wave the Dragon.
Renzio can pretty much bully Delar out of the lane anyway, so he just needs to get a little bit of support on side of EXECRATION, get that supporting cast type of deal going in for him, and he'll be able to take down the tier 1 turtle in the bottom lane, no doubt. But also Supreme rotates onto Jay, just making sure that Delar stays as healthy as possible, also making sure that Marky is having a good time over in the top lane. And as I say that, Kelra and KLVJ are having a little different plans here over in the top lane. Chaknu will spot out Jay. That is a 4v2 in the top lane. Zaman Force will be committed. KLVJ forced to use the Tempest of Blades to yeet out of the fight, but Hate has other plans. Select a final blow onto Kelra. The Heart Guard will not be used just yet, as Kelra will go down.
No, Heart
Make it alive. The Heart Guard will be committed. The Wave the Dragon connects onto Hate, and now it is a 2v2 here in the top lane. Jay has good opening here, will reposition and get the Hurricane Dance on Chaknu, but no follow-ups from ONIC PH. And that is a victory for ONIC themselves, as Renzio tries to rejoin the fight here. He will go for a fight onto Delar, force to flicker out. KLVJ is in position to respond, but will not oblige anything, as the turtle will be started off by ONIC PH.
Well, that was a kill going towards the side of EXECRATION. Great bait coming in from the Angela. The Heart Guard coming in the nick of time, and Hate was already just too inside that turtle, or that turret rather, and couldn't back off. ONIC PH lost one member, but that was a long exchange, and now EXECRATION, they're gonna go in. Chaknu with a Wave of the Dragon.
Yeah, he's really forcing Jay back into the back lines. As I say that, Renzio will fall down. It's a turtle for one trade for EXECRATION. Small victory, but this is a turret conversion for ONIC PH, as KLVJ dives in with the Tempest of Blades. Will take down Marky. No, he will be saved by Jay with that Hurricane Dance.
What a great save coming in from Jay, but KLVJ still hunting down the members of ONIC PH. Orange buff will be secured here by Hate, and still no exchange in that massive team fight that could have been way south for ONIC PH, but Jay saves the day.
That is a trade on the turret in the bottom lane for the top lane. Mid lane turret, though, is going down definitely on the side of EXECRATION. And the goal lead is actually
Still even.
still even. Like, nobody really has a lead. If anything, it's just a couple of hundred here for EXECRATION. That's basically it. And the cores are getting almost the same amount of money in the bank as well.
Just might be walking in the brush of death. Lar and Kyrie on the corner, though, gonna try to support Chaknu, or Jay rather, around that bush. The next big objective will be the level 1 Lord 45 seconds from now, but I feel like both teams will just wait for it to become luminous before they actually take it down.
No, it could still be a Lord fight because that's still the mid lane going down easily, but the Lord will push out in the top lane, no doubt. It's still an easy objective take for ONIC if they decide to take it themselves. It could alleviate a lot of the balance, a lot of the pressure from EXECRATION that's being forced on all the lanes.
And this is why you draft the Chang. Just push a lot of minions.
Oh wait, a hard guard, kill VJ diving in, does have the Tempest of Blades, will not be able to burst out Marky in the process, but the Wave of the Dragon as well as the Hurricane Dance will be used up by both Jay and Chaknu, and nobody actually falls down in the process there.
Yep, another disengage from both teams. They both know well that the Lord will be spawning. It's nonsense to risk everything in that fight that could have just become a bad fight. They've already threw away a lot of their ultimates, and they could not afford to fight further. It was just too risky for both teams.
And Chaknu will be down to half HP, will be forced to reset himself up. Luminous Lord will become luminous in a couple more minutes. And it may just be an easy take for ONIC PH because they got good zoning here for Jay.
Yeah, and KLVJ couldn't really find a lot of opportunities. Still 0-0-1 in this game. Just goes to show that Jay has been very effective in zoning out a lot of people. Renzio, though, tries to find Kyrie. The jab lands.
Not really the best spot for Jay.
Kyrie. Okay.
But EXECRATION, they're turning things around. They're forcing ONIC in the back foot here, especially on the Lord take, because they know how important the Lord is for ONIC PH. As they spot out the Lord, not really much that they can do here. Kyrie will throw out the umbrella, will not go for the yin yang overturn. I mean, the Lord is still standing pretty tall. EXECRATION is still doing a good job. This is zoning out on.
Yeah, Chaknu in front of two people coming in from ONIC, and he'll just simply walk towards that bush. Look at the top side, the Basha and KLVJ would be just leveling out their minions over there. Looks like they're not gonna go for the Lord until it does go luminous. KLVJ already securing a maximum level here, level 15 on this lane, but still 0-0-1 could be a massive game changer. Zaman Force,
as well as the meteor shower being thrown out onto Jay. Good trade to deter any pushers, but this is a fight in the top lane between KLVJ and Delar, and KLVJ won that in terms of just taking the turret.
Yeah, the turret was the real objective coming in there for KLVJ. He doesn't really need to kill the Baksha. He just needs to apply pressure, take turrets, get bonus gold. Chaknu, though, in front of Jay, will not kick him back to his team. This is still a very tanky Akai.
Very tanky and very deadly Akai if the 8,000-pounder Blender Hurricane Dance combo connects on any one of the members here from the side of EXECRATION. Chaknu, yeah, my Wave the Dragon is waiting for you, Jay. I know you're going to try to make plays. Gets the Jeet Kundo and the Wave the Dragon, potentially bursting Jay out, but Infomax will get spotted out by Hate in the backlines. Will manage to make it out alive himself.
Well, gotta respect the damage coming in from the meteor shower, but didn't actually land on Akai. Great setup coming in from Chaknu, but when you put that kind of setup in the mid lane where everyone's still alive, you can't blame Kelra. Kelra can't position himself too aggressively, could be immediately countered if ever he does position very aggressively in that mid lane. Feel like for EXECRATION, they need to play the long game. Jay might just be going in for the miracle setup. Looks like Chaknu will find him out.
And there's still no contestants on the Lord here, but meanwhile, the minions are already knocking on the doors of ONIC PH, already knocking on the inhibitor turret. Not the best of ways to go for here, but this is all the members of EXECRATION piling towards the Lord in order for them to get that pressure on the side of ONIC. And ONIC just has to find that small opening for them to re-engage.
This might be it. This might be the opening.
Not really. Renzio is going to be able to survive that. I'll just stay safe as much as possible, and the members of Execration can collapse easily on top of ONIC PH on that fight.
And Angela could just literally stay in another lane until a fight actually breaks out. Heartguard is still available, but Lar will be diving that turret. Surprisingly enough, they haven't pushed the mid and bottom lane turrets up to now.
Oh, Chaknu, the battle of the tanks. We are not seeing any good sets coming in from them, especially on this fight. The knockout punch will be forced out onto the Lar. And Renzio has to back off here. Kelra will be able to back up his teammate as Chakno is being zoned out completely by Jay, and Jay has good positioning here onto Kelra and Renzio.
Yeah. Ling is very far away for the side of Execration, but Gel VJ could definitely just dash around the walls and immediately be out there in case they need to fight. Chakno trying to find hate here. One kill in hate could be very massive for the side of Execration. Meanwhile, for ONIC PH, if they take down either Kelra or KLVJ here, it's going to be very great for them in terms of taking the Lord. With Meteor Shower will drop down Jay back to half HP. Still fairly healthy considering that he is a tank.
My opinion could have been that Meteor Shower could have been used in case ONIC PH decided to contest the Lord take that Execration's eyeing out themselves. It's just another stalemate here on the Lord game. It's throwback to game number 1 of this series.
And this is a very intense game, even if there's not much happening. Rotations-wise, the Lord dances, the way they manage their waves, these are the things that you need to look at if you're looking Execration versus ONIC, especially in Game 3. They're not going for a very action-packed game. Again, this is what the Filipino audience hates. They don't fight, they don't kill each other, it's always a stalemate. But this is very, let's say, similar to soccer, where goals always come after a big dance, and this dance just might end right now.
Force the flicker out, Electro Final Blow is out. Chakno looking for an opportunity to go for targets, gets a 3-man Jeet Kundo, but not really committing any way of the Dragons in the process. And Dilar will be rejoining the fight as well.
Yeah, and looks like still another stalemate in the mid lane. Both of these teams has been playing carefully and aggressively, and they just know their timing so well that nothing is happening inside the map. They cancel out each other when they try to make aggressive plays. Both of the teams right now are very disciplined, but Execration is slowly gaining a lead here. 3k gold up, and Execration has been controlling the map way better against ONIC PH. One Lord will change this all, and we are entering the 17-minute mark. 3 minutes from now, we're gonna have extra long death timers, which means that late game insurance for a lot of teams isn't that big of an insurance at all. They need that immortality the moment we go past the 20-minute mark.
And it's the longer the game takes, the better it is for ONIC PH, because just statistically speaking, ONIC PH has been able to close out games in the long run, and Execration has slowly tried to keep that number to a minimum, as we saw Chaknu going for the way of the Dragon, as well as Jay actually expending his Hurricane Dance. Small opening for both of these teams to really go for the engage, because Dilar is the only person that has a stop here. Kelra in the back lines will get spotted out, but meanwhile, KLVJ diving in onto 3 members. The hard guard is not enough. Kyrie will be taken out, as the Zama Force will be expended. Again, a trade. A kill for Execration, opening for themselves to get the Lord, and Chaknu's just doing a good job zoning out the members of ONIC PH, and this has to be a disengage for Execration. They don't need to force this out themselves. We're looking for an opening.
Yeah, Marky's still alive here. Zaman Force might be available for this fight. Jay gets kicked back, and he is not going down. Look at the damage coming in from this Lord. Like
Renzio in the back line.
Renzio, he finally falls down. Who will take down the Lord?
The Lord will be secured.
Going to Chang'e, and Chaknu looks to be next. He will be going Shunpo, Jeet Kundo out. Kelra will be there to support him, but that's a 2-for-1 or exchange after the Lord.
And let's also take in consideration that the turret was also pushed out by the minions in the top lane, so that's a lot of openings here for ONIC PH.
And Execration. Not only were they able to secure the Lord, but they got 1 kill off, but dying out on 2 members is a massive push coming in from ONIC PH, which means that they could potentially take down inhibitor turrets before the Lord pushes down their base. And right now we're looking at ONIC PH, a 1v1 kill against the Angela, and that was one of the, let's just say, worst decisions that that Execration made there.
I mean, Yeah, 44 seconds out on Etamax. The death timers are starting to become higher and higher here for Execration, and they really don't want to get a couple more deaths here on their end. This is a throwback to what happened during game number 1. Execration is in the lead, and then ONIC came for the comeback. Would that be the case here, that Execration would go for the comeback? We don't know, but this is already late in the game. KLVJ is slowly becoming a threat because he only died once this entire game, and he's getting a lot of money in his pockets in the process.
Yeah, not just a lot of money, but that money translates to a lot of items. And this Ling hurts like a truck here. And ONIC PH, they are still behind in gold. They're 1k behind, but we're at the late game phase already. We are about to enter the 20-minute mark, which means this even game gives a lot of even items and gold around these players. One kill would literally steal this game out the moment we start post 20.
That is also a kill that ONIC is eyeing out for. They recognize this. They're already posting up as Delar is doing his job as a side laner on this Basha to just push out the lane in the side. ONIC PH will just apply a lot of pressure on the top and the mid lane. And this is a lot of pressure that Execration can manage if they survive.
Well, it's surprising to see that Execration, even they secured the Luminous Lord, they're the ones defending right now.
Yeah, the Lord didn't even have a chance to step out into the ONIC side of the field, and it's just a matter of time before ONIC will be able to secure this lane themselves.
Yeah, Chakno fights the
Wait,
Lord!
the Dragon onto the Lord, that has to be big. The Tempest of Blades will also be committed. The Summon Force will be thrown out by Marky as well. The damage output onto Renzio is barely there, as Chakno overstaying his welcome might fall down. That's complete disengage.
Look at the discipline coming in from Hate. We're not if we're gonna get a replay out of that, I just want to look at Hate out there. He didn't enter at all. He had complete trust on Execration that they will survive, that he doesn't have to go in, that he doesn't have to risk his life, because again, Hate is the member to kill for Execration. And ONIC PH, they know for a fact that they could survive that one. In 45 seconds from now, the Lord will be spawning once again, and that should be the objective that they risk their lives for.
Yeah, that is a game-changing Lord that's coming up in the next couple of seconds. And Renzio and Delar just have to do their jobs and just battle in the side lanes, because this, at this point in time, has to be a battle in the side lanes who can apply a lot of pressure, because as far as Execration is concerned, they can knock on the top lane and the bottom lane without any problems whatsoever.
And that's a Summon Force committed to just immediately steal away that orange buff. Again, we are at the final game of Week 5, Day 1. Game 3 between ONIC PH and Execration. We are entering the 22nd minute mark, where the game is still anybody's game. Immortalities are already being bought the second time around. This is the second immortality coming in from KLVJ. That means he's just hella rich right now.
And this is also a crucial fight, because if one member dies on the side of any of these teams, the respawn timers will be so high. It won't be manageable anymore, as Delar gets the stun off onto KLVJ, and he manages to survive the Summon Force launched by Marky to try to dwindle out the numbers here, the HPs here on the side of Execration. KLVJ will get the hard guard support, but meanwhile on the backlines, Renzio might be paying the price. Immortality will be popped. KLVJ will be diving in. Good. Have the Tempest of Blades. Kyrie in the backlines will try to keep himself alive, and KLVJ will die?
Oh,
Question mark, as the Wave the Dragon connects onto Hate. Marky will take down Ethamax in the process. It's a 0 for 2 trade. And Chakno does not have enough. KLVJ just running around. He can take down Hate. He can take down multiple members here, but he doesn't have enough HP to survive.
Oh, no!
He's just diving in. He manages to still get the kill onto Hate. But look at the death timers here on the side of Execration.
67 seconds on Hate. No retribution for the side of ONIC PH. Actually, no retribution for both teams here, which means 2 people coming in from Execration against 4 people coming in from ONIC PH. The Lord is almost free to take, but hard to secure. Again, this Chang has the knack to just deal so much damage to objectives that if ONIC PH tries to start this Lord without the retribution, they better not give Chang the space to deal meteor shower damage. And looks like Execration, they're gonna risk it all. Shaknu going in.
will look for a small opening here. The Lord's already down to a third of its HP.
Feature shower's up.
Kelra is waiting for an opportunity, being zoned out by Jay. The Lord is being pulled out, gets the pin on to Kelra, and that is a big opening. But that is also the Lord being reset. And joining the fight is Renzio.
Well, now they have more time to at least secure this Lord. No meteor shower, but they already have their core coming up 2 seconds from now. They're not going to continue that Lord. They know for a fact that it's going to be too risky. A lot of the members from Execration are already alive. If Execration's goal there was just to stall enough or stall long enough, then they've succeeded. But for ONIC PH,
oh, this is not what they want. Marquis does not have to be taken out, but Marquis is also a threat here on the side of Execration. There's not a lot of tankiness here on the side of Execration.
I mean, this is a late game Harith, and we are looking at an ONIC PH squad already securing the Lord. That's 4 people invested. The Benedetta know that's 5 people in that pit with the Baksha about to go. And looks like the Lord will be going to the hands of ONIC PH without Execration moving an inch from their base. This is quite the call coming in from Execration to give away that Lord.
If anything, it's a risky play for Execration. They're not contesting the Lord, which means they're just waiting for ONIC to dive into their base and give them a taste of what happened between Blacklist International and Brent Esports earlier on. Just play it safe in the base, find an opening to force an error in the team fight on ONIC PH, and then snowball for the victory. Because they know for a fact how long the respawn timer is for these guys. And if they can manage to take down Marquis and Hate in the process, and Kyrie as well, it's a win. It has to be a win for Execration, as they're already knocking on doors. The Lord will take down the mid lane inhibitor turret. It's just moments before ONIC PH can secure this Game 3 victory. But that is if Execration would let them up. Chakno looking for an opportunity to go for the Wave the Dragon, but he's getting bursted out. Immortality will be popped out. The Tempest of Blades in the backlines by KLVJ. Not enough. Man, that is going to be the game. ONIC PH gets game number 3. No reverse sweeps happening today.
ONIC PH, after a shaky Game 2 performance, finally goes back in this series to secure the 3rd game.
And this instant replay is brought to you by Oppo A94.
And looking at the winning moment brought to you by Master, the secret of the good-looking people. You know what? Let's just go for the Tagalog version. It's a secreto ng mga guwapo, which means the secret of the good-looking people. And now, going back to this series, 2-1 win for ONIC PH.